Saturday, February 4th, 10:40 a.m. New York time. Recap this past week. Look at the futures. Look at the 9 different financial instruments. We'll look at the intraday first. So if you weren't paying attention this past week, there was a lot of economic news, some company stock earnings, some federal statements, such as the interest rates being changed, such as unemployment numbers. Yep, it's all public information. You could go find it on your own time. I'm here to show you charts, the pump and dump. We'll look at the intraday. First, we'll look at the fixed income product, U.S. Treasuries. Looking at the past 5 days, each candle is 4 hours. Since we look at the futures market, if you're not rural, it's done. The futures market has many hours of trades. So here was Sunday night. Monday morning, regular trading hours. Yep, that happened to be the low of the week. And then it's coming into later in the week, Wednesday, Federal Reserve statements for interest rates, more economic news on Thursday, which was the high, and rollover. Took out the lows of Thursday, took out the lows of Wednesday. Pump and dump. It was short-term move to the eye. That sell-off was much bigger than the up. So one would expect this. Why? Because when the yields are raised, interest rates are raised, the financial fixed income treasuries go down. Yep. So why would you be buying here after the Federal Reserve raised interest rates by a quarter when history shows these go down? Pump and dump again. Well, the US dollar typically what? Trades higher. And here's the US dollar. There was Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, regular trading hours, Tuesday, huge sell-off. Wednesday morning, yep, Wednesday, the economic news with the interest rates and reversal. Yep, huge. Inverse pump and dump. Yep, misleading, selling off. Good job out of me. I'm in this trade. But I've been in this trade for a while. Now maybe I'll be looking to take some gains, maybe. Profits. Okay, let's look at the next S&P 500 futures. Here was Wednesday. Testing the supply zone. Broke above it. The high on Thursday and roll over. This is where we are. Not necessarily all the financial instruments are going to have the same chart pattern, but you got the picture. Let's look at commodity, crude oil. Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday, which again, Sunday night was the high. Tuesday, nice trade setup for being bearish. I shared that idea, but I didn't take that trade because I wanted to sit on hands. Yep, we had the economic news. The Federal Reserve changing interest rates, went down, huge impulse move down. I labeled that midpoint on that point. And then you had the Wednesday overnight, Thursday trading hours. And then I have higher time frame chart settings. I looked at them and I like this pattern here. So my thought was, okay, I'm going to get in here bullish and I'm looking forward to take out this high, go from 77 and possibly test this midpoint here. There's a swing trade. Swing trade is be anywhere from 2 days or longer. Yep. And then come Friday morning, you have this retest here again. Nice big wick, green candle, rejecting this trend line. This trend line was drawn off a higher time frame daily. So already had a working order, close with profits. Now, higher time frame, longer duration, maybe it will get up here at some point in time. But again, I was looking for short term, not to want to be in that for the weekend hold using options. Okay, so we tested this, broke above it, a huge smackdown, broke this. Well, again, I use multiple time frames. I look at the higher time frames for entry and manage them on the lower time frames. Let me show you one of the lower time frames. Take it on a 15-minute. Got intraday still. Again, that was the 4 hours, testing that, retested overnight and ran up. Nice. So it took out that range level I was looking for. I told you around the 77, slightly underneath that 4 hour candle bar, and went up even further, tested midpoint of that 4 hour candle, which is right there. And look at that reversal. Nice. And look at that. They just come up to that big round number 78, big tills on top, inside candle, trigger, potential reversal. trade short below that? No, I did not trade short. I was only in the long side. Yep. I didn't even stay all the way to the top. So it worked out for nice. Okay. Let's go to the next. Gold. Nice. Pump and dump. Yeah. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Wednesday night was the high. And, excuse me. Again, huge reversal, pump and dump, smackdown, new low for the week. Cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, all over the place. And the euro, opposite of the dollar. Yeah, look at that. Pumping it up, and new low for the week. And Japanese yen, much more calmer in these consolidations. And you can look for these nice for entries, for stop hunts. And look at that new low for the week. And the British pound, yeah. Consolidation and new low for the week. So let's take this up to the higher time frame. The daily. Oops. Struggles real. There we go. Again, I've been bearish bias here. So this is the daily. This is Friday. Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. So Monday, it was in this consolidation. Monday. Tuesday, green reversal, higher high, higher low. Potential trade idea bullish. Look at that. It was in this wedge. This wedge. Consolidation, reversal, breakout. Again, trade opportunity, trading long. Reverse candle. Yep. Huge wick on the top, like a pin bar. Testing 116. Couldn't even go all the way back up here. And, of course, again, the Federal Reserve interest rates there. We'd expect this to go lower because they're raising the interest rate yields. But nope, they pumped it up for another day higher. But again, being bearish bias, looking for the opportunities. That was a trigger. And huge smackdown. Broke below and closed below the wedge. And look at that right here. A zone, a demand zone buyers, and it tested it. Let's put this on a higher time frame. Weekly. Okay, now each candle will be a week, but my drawings of the weekly. Look at that. It's a wedge. It's getting tighter and tighter as a coil. This big green candle, supply zone of sellers, huge wick. We tested it, rejected it. Yep, even though we broke above that inside candle, both directions. Yep, it was nice. Look at multiple time frames and higher. Understand what was where the price action was testing. Just testing. Never took out the high of the year. Let's go to the next. Looking at the US dollar on the daily. Wednesday economic news, they smacked it down, which again, typically when you raise interest rates, the dollar goes higher. But here they smacked it down. Maybe bringing in a bunch of new shorts because we broke below this consolidation. And then Thursday reversed. And Friday even higher. Again, breaking out this consolidation. Pump and dump. Let's put it on a higher time frame. The weekly. Now each candle will be a week. Yeah, look at this wedge. A coil. And we broke above and outside the wedge. Big wick on the bottom. Green zone, demand zone, buyers. But in the past, tested it again. Nice reversal. Yeah, it made a lower low, made a higher high. That lower low has a huge tail, rejected this. Nice buying opportunity. Again, I'm bullish. I'm in a bullish position, but looking to take profits soon. Nice. And the S&P 500, looking at the daily. And here was the beginning of the week consolidation. Wednesday, Federal Reserve raised interest rates, tested this midpoint of a daily there, rejected and closed below it. And then Thursday, higher. And then smackdown, pump and dump. These past days were pump and dump. Yep, you can make profits on pump and dump. Yep, buying it, taking profits. Profits means you're closing the trade. Gains mean you're still in the trade. And the reverse. Let's put this on a higher time frame. The weekly. Now we'll put on each chart on the weekly. Sorry, the chart on the weekly. If you've been following for some time, we know what this pattern was. It worked out fine. It was a bullish pattern. And look at that. That was the right shoulder, the top of it. Here, left shoulder, right shoulder, head. Right shoulder forming, went up, Broke the top. Look at that. Broke the top of it, closed above it. Very nice. Very nice. It took some time, but it worked out. Good job out of you. Took that swing high out. Nice. Now we're looking at crude oil on the daily. Yep, there was the economic news. Rollover, broke below this wedge. Took out that swing low, the supply zone, demand zone. Tested this demand zone, buyers right there. Let's put on the higher time frame, the weekly. I'll put each candle on a week. There we go. So last week was that inside candle. Broke below it, one opportunity gone short. Off that setup, again, that setup on the weekly, different setups I showed you here on different time frames, and broke below it, one opportunity goes short. Bigger pictures, it's still in this consolidation. Yep, it has not taken out the low of the year. There's the low of the year, 2023, and there's the low of last year. Yep. So one might expect it's going to have possibly buyers stepping in here because it's testing these trend lines and price levels of prior buyers. Gold on the daily, that was the Wednesday. Follow up, pump it up more on Thursday, and then roll over Thursday, and took out this huge consolidation. Also this one. Wow, hard sell-off in gold. Let's put it on the higher time frame, weekly. Now the weekly candles. Look at the weekly. There was a prior supply zone of sellers. Came up and retested it as expect this to be retested. Rejected it. Didn't even go inside of it. Huge smackdown. Took out all these candles. So just looking at intraday, lower time frames could be easily misleading the chart reading. That's why I like to have multiple time frames before I make a trade decision. Oops, did I get this on the weekly? Yeah, that's weekly. And there's Bitcoin on the daily. Let's put Bitcoin on that. Look at that consolidation, breakout, reversal. Let's put this on the weekly. There we go. And prior supply zone of sellers. Tested it, rejecting it. Looks like a dodgy forming here. Looks like it might be getting ready to reverse. Put an arrow. There we go. Potential reversal going down. Understand, this alone does not show you where the trigger is nor the entry. It just shows you a pattern setup for me. The euro, no surprise. Yep, Wednesday pumped it up and sold it off. Look, Friday broke out just like the dollar inverse. Let's put this on a weekly. We're almost done. Oops, make sure it's on a weekly. Came right up to that midpoint on that weekly, tested it, rejected it, sold a huge wick on the top. Even leaning more bearish there. Nice. Potential idea for shorting. For that. Yep, interesting. I'll do that later on. Japanese yen on the daily chart. That was the Wednesday Federal Reserve. Interest rates pumped it up, a huge smackdown reversal. Broke below that. Let's put this on a higher time frame. Remember, gold and the yen were showing quite a few consolidations on the intraday time frame, right? Yeah, look at that. Huge consolidation still on the weekly. On the weekly, massive consolidation, staircase pattern, higher high. So it's still higher time frame grinding up, but it is a longer, more price action, more of a consolidation here. Interesting potential buying areas on the downside if it doesn't break below. And the last one, the British pound daily chart, consolidation. Wednesday economic news for the interest rates, and smackdown took out that too. And let's put this to the higher time frame drawings first, weekly. Now look at the weekly candles. Yep. Didn't even finish that trend, made a huge reversal, a huge price action, almost all solid red body. And look at this big wick right here, a bullish pin bar, testing it as expected on the downside, testing that, closed inside of it. And that huge red candle is leaning more bearish bias. But again, this is also a consolidation. There. So if you like my stuff, please consider subscribe to get alerts and give it a thumbs up. If you don't, just hit the thumbs down. Many thanks for watching. Thank you, as always, for spending just a little bit of your time with me. If you've gotten value from this video, if this was helpful, then please consider sharing a small monetary donation to my channel by going below and clicking on my PayPal or Venmo. You can leave a small tip. If you don't want to share financial support, no problem. Just click the like and subscribe and leave a comment, please.